Okay, so I originally wasn't gonna make a video on this, but there's a new Animal Crossing update. My island's kind of a mess, so I figured I can maybe fix things up here and there and tell some of my work stories for you guys. I think that'd be fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And let's just get straight into it. I can't speak today. So a couple years ago, I had my first job ever. It was at a hotel. I'm not going to say the name of it or anything. I'm going to keep stuff vague. But it was a hotel, and the area was pretty huge because it was 3 buildings that they stitched together. It was really weird. They were all connected by just like a bridge. I don't know. It was really weird. It's very strange. And my job was basically what they would call a runner. So I would deliver stuff to people. I was also like in the housekeeping sector of it. So I had to make sure everything was good, right? And I worked with a bunch of people. I met a lot of people during my time there. It was a whole experience. But today I wanted to focus on one particular coworker that I had to work with. And we're not going to use his real name. So for the sake of this video, let's just call him Jeff. So a few weeks into this job, the company hires this new guy. All right, we're going to call him Jeff. So Jeff, he's a very interesting individual, to say the least, because we're going to get this out of the way. I'm going to mention it right now. He had 3 felonies, and they were all for aggravated assault. And I know that sounds bad. I mean, and it is, but I didn't know that until like a couple of weeks after working with him. And yeah, he I brought it up to him when I found out. I was like, "Is that true?" And then he's like, "Yeah, dog, I did that shit. Like, that was true." And I was like, "What happened?" Because I wanted to get some more details in before I start, doing anything. And he was like, "Oh, like you ain't gotta worry about that, fools, because like I attacked someone, but like it was in self-defense, like, and I didn't have a lawyer, so I couldn't, defend myself in court." So it was something like that. It was very it's very strange. And I'm like, okay, well, that's cool, I guess. I mean, well, no, it's not cool, but I don't know. I was just very shocked because I was like, how did you get this job? How did you, like, they allowed you to work here? You know what I mean? It was just very strange. I don't know. But don't let, I bring that up because that was just true. And I also found out that he applied to the job through like a third party like agency specifically designed for people with felonies to like get jobs. So that answers that question, which I don't even know that that my company like supported that, but they, we need people, right? So bring out the best of the best. But yeah, no, Jeff was chill. We never had any problems. He never attacked me. He never threatened me. He never did any of that. Want to make that clear. But yeah, there I was at 19, right? Working with a 3-time felon. And the thing about Jeff also is that he was, how do I say this? He was a bit of a ladies' man. He's a bit of a Rizzler, if you will. He he would talk to me about all the girls that he would get. I say that in air quotes because I have no way to verify that he was actually getting anything. We have to take his word. completely on his word on this, and I don't know if I trust his word, right? But I promise you, this is an important detail, because during the time that we had to work together, he would he kind of kicked it off with a coworker of ours. Again, I'm not going to use her real name, so for the sake of this video, let's call her Jessica. Okay, so Jeff, starts risen up Jessica because she's around our age as well. And oh yeah, and by the way, Jeff is like, I think he was like 20, like 23 at the time. I was 19 at that time. He was like 23, I think. Not that much older than me at the time. And Jessica is around our age also, like early 20s. So I guess I should have clarified that earlier, but yeah. So, at 23, you already got some felonies under your belt. Not really sure if that's the best thing ever, but he's got that going for him. And he's risen up Jessica, and surprise, Jessica is also feeling Jeff a little bit. They have a little back and forth and stuff. I did my best to like not even get involved with that, because first of all, I mean, we're coworkers. You shouldn't be risen up your coworker. That usually never pans out good, you know what I mean? So that was already like a bad thing or whatever. But I was like, dude, I'm just here to work. I do what you want. I'm just here. I clock in and do my job. And then I'm out, right? But he was my partner for closing. We had the closing shifts together, and it was often pretty slow at night. So we were just able to talk all the time. And when I say that, I mean he was able to talk all the time, because this guy had stories to share until like the end of the world. And boy, did he. And he started telling me about how him and like Jessica were really hitting it off and all this whatnot, right? And I'm just there as we're folding towels and stuff. I'm just there listening, because what other choice do I have? And so that was a thing that was happening. And then one night in particular, okay, this is where I'm gonna need you to lock in and really listen to what I'm about to say. Because one night I was gonna head to the laundry room, to like finish up for the night, the last of the towels that we needed to do. And I wanted to finish those early, so that way the rest of the night we could just chill. And if we have any orders or whatever, we can fulfill those, and we're not struggling with the towels and stuff. I was thinking ahead. I was like, I've done this already for a while. Like, I kind of know the routine. And so I was going to do that. But then Jeff comes in, and he's like, nah, fool, like we can finish the towels like later. Like let's just go, like, walk around the place and like, pretend we're changing like the trash bags and stuff. And I'm like, why in the hell would we do that? And then he's like, come on, fool. It's like, it's a slow night anyway. Like no one's even here. And like I was like, fine. Like, I guess, I mean, the cameras are going to see us, but like, okay. I don't really know what his plan was. I guess he just wanted to walk around, but he didn't want to do it by himself. So he had me tag along for some reason. And so we're walking around, the area, the hotel area, like the buildings of the hotel and stuff. And we reach the, this place had 3 different like parking garages. And we make our way downstairs to the main one. So the biggest one, right? And like, I literally, like, the stars aligned for this to happen. I don't know how or what, but we leave the laundry room. Okay. And we go to the lower like area of the garage because we're just wasting time. We're just walking around, and and Jeff's talking about like his billionth story of how he rizzed up a girl or whatever. I don't even remember at this point. And we get to the parking garage, okay? And it has like an opening and has a driveway and everything. And there's a car, okay? There's a car that's turned, the engine's on. This car is on. There is a dude inside the car. Okay? Keep that in mind. He's there. And it's pretty late at night too. So it's sketch as hell. And Jeff and I, you know, we go down the stairs and we're in the parking garage now. I noticed the car over there and I'm thinking like, oh, that's very strange. Like if they like, it's almost as if they were waiting for something, you know? And I point out the car to Jeff and I'm like, did we get like an order? Like, is someone checking in? Like, did we miss that? And we had like this little phone that would, you know, tell us if someone needed help with luggage or they needed something delivered to the room. And Jeff checks the phone and he's like, no, we ain't got any orders. And I was like, okay, that's really weird. Okay, they're probably just checking in or something. But it looks like they're waiting. And Jeff quickly brushes it off as like, no, fool, like, don't even worry about it. Like they're probably just checking in. Like, we'll probably, like, we'll get the order when it comes in. And I'm like, okay, sure. And there's a man inside that car. There's a man in there. Okay. The windows are it's nighttime and the windows are also tinted. So it's kind of hard to see what's even happening. But there's a man in there, right? And I kid you not, again, I don't know what the odds were for this, but I was there to experience this simply because Jeff told me that he didn't like want to work, right? And the guy rolls down the window, the guy in the car, he rolls down the window and he sees Jeff and he starts like shouting at him. I couldn't really tell what he was saying because we were pretty far, like he was yelling across like the garage, right? But he was looking at Jeff and he was yelling at him. And when that started happening, I was like, do you know that guy? Like, what's happening? I wanted answers, right? And then Jeff's like, no, like I don't know that fool. I don't know who that is. And I listen closely to what the guy is yelling about. And he's threatening Jeff, saying, you got to stay away from my girl or else I'm gonna have my gang pull up. It was something along those lines. It happened all very quickly. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? What do you mean? What is this guy on about? And then the window, the window, why am I struggling to explain this? The back window, like the back seat window rolls down. And then Jessica's there and she's crying. And so when I saw that, I was like, is that Jessica's man? Is this like, what is this? I should be working right now, not getting involved in this, whatever this is. And Jessica's like crying her eyes out and she's telling this guy like to stop and like, it's not like, don't hurt him. It's not that serious. Like, it was just so crazy. The guy, the driver still talks though, you know, Jessica's man is still, you know, talking. He's making all these threats. And then he just drives off, leaving me very confused. And then Jeff like doesn't even think anything about it. He's just like, well, that was weird. Like that was his like that's just what he like chalked it up to be. And I was like, what? Like what? I was like, Jeff, this guy. I mean, sure, it could be empty threats, right? But he just like threatened you, like, and you're okay with that? You're fine? Like, explain that to me. Like, what happened? But again, like I said, Jeff was such an enigma to me because he just like just shrugged that off. And then he was like anyway, like, come on, fool, let's keep walking around. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? It was just so crazy to me that's what Jessica's man pulled up, said, I'm gonna kill you if you keep this up, leave my girl alone type thing, right? And then Jeff's like, nah, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It was just so weird. It was just so strange. And I just happened, had I just like ignored him and worked as I planned, I would have missed out on that in the whole interaction, and he would have been there by himself with that, and then he probably would have come back to tell me about it, and I guarantee you I would not have believed him. I would have taken his word for it, but I would not have believed him. So the fact that like just the fact that I even took the chance for something like that, and then that's what I see, is just very weird. But a couple weeks after that, I ended up leaving. So I don't know about Jeff's whereabouts. If you ask me, I don't know, and I have no way to contact him or anything. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know if he's dead. I don't know. So just very, very strange. He was being threatened and he didn't really think much of it. So I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, right? I don't know. But Jeff, if you're out there, man, I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna be real. I don't really have an interest in like reconnecting with you, but I definitely hope you're doing fine. I'll leave it at that. So that was my first job. It being a hotel and stuff, and Jeff things aside, I was exposed to a lot of things a 19-year-old should not be exposed to. I saw a lot of people partying. I saw very questionable activities happening. I'll be as PG as I can. So yeah, I would be lying if I said I didn't pick up a bit of traumatizing things during that time. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It was very, very weird time. And that was just my first job. Now I want to get into the second job I ever had. Funny enough, it's also kind of in like a cleaning thing. And my second job was... Why am I struggling to think about this? It was basically washing cars. I worked at a car wash for a little bit. That job was even harder because I'm not the strongest guy in the world. And cleaning cars ain't exactly easy, to say the least. So that job was more taxing on my body as well. It was such hard labor. But the reason I want to talk about this is because, again, the car wash job, I met a bunch of different people. There's so much that happened. I'll give you guys like the highlights of it though. I worked with a bunch of guys who are very misogynistic, and they were not afraid to show that. One of them showed me adult content on the job at one point. Why he did that, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm trying my hardest to remember, but I just can't remember the reason why that even happened. But yeah, that happened. But I think what I want to focus in on is I worked with this one kid. His name was Carlos. Okay. So to set the scene, I'm working at this car wash, and then this new kid comes in named Carlos. At the time, he was 16, I believe. He was fairly young. And I was like 20, 21. So it was a few months after. Oh, a few years actually after the hotel, after I left. Okay, so Carlos, the thing you got to know about this kid is that he was such, what's the word? This guy was such a pervert. And like, and I know like coming from me, it's like, what are you talking about, right? But like, at least I have shame in it. This guy did not. He sexualized like customers. He would talk about how he wanted to do things to people, very, very sexual things. I cannot repeat most of what I heard from this guy because it'll probably get this video like taken down. But he was very much a pervert in that sense and had no shame in it. It was just bad, bro. Like what was I doing in these places? Well, I needed money, but yeah, he wasn't, I don't know. All he would talk about would be porn, women, how he wanted to do stuff to people. It was just really bad. And I often asked, like he would tell me all these things, and I would be like, Carlos, why the hell do you think I want to hear any of this? And then he would always be like, oh, because we're bros, like you know, like you're my bro, like I'm gonna tell you about this, and then I'm like, I ain't your bro. I don't know you. When I leave this place every day after I clock out, we're not associated. I don't know you like that. Like, stop trying to be my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, as mean as that sounds, I ain't want to be friends with this guy. And one day, there's a whole change of like the higher ups and stuff. So like our boss gets replaced, like things change, like the basically the store got like bought out by some other like, I can't remember if it was like a franchise or something like that, but they changed basically like everything, right? And they changed the lady at the we had a receptionist that people would go to like, you know, submit the order of like to have their car cleaned or stuff. And if there was any special instructions, that's where they would go to like list it. And then they would then give us like the memo, like the heads up of like how they wanted the job to be according to the customer. So we got a new receptionist with that, and Carlos, being the ladies' man that he is, he gets a good look of her, and he goes over to me, and he's like, bro, like, you see the new like receptionist, like she bad as hell, like type thing. And I'm like, that woman is like old enough to be your mom. Like, I don't know if you should really be, I don't know if you're gonna want to shoot your shot on this one, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, little bro, sit this one out, please. Just like, actually sit out for the rest of like my time here, because that just this ain't gonna work. But he wasn't deterred from that. He wasn't gonna listen to he wasn't gonna take no for an answer. And in this case, that's the worst outcome. This kid was just crazy. And so once the new receptionist gets like settled in and she has all her stuff ready and she's like ready to like really start working there. Sorry, I was checking my phone. We go to the front desk. I was there because I needed to pick up my check. Carlos was there because he was ready to riz her up. And like, oh, it's so bad. But yeah, I was there to get my check, right? And we go into the building where the front desk is at. I greet her and I introduce myself, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm also here for my check. I want to know if those came in, because I know with the restructure of everything, the system's down, and like the checks might be delayed. So that, like, genuinely, that's what I was there for. I was like, it was a long day. It was the end of the day. I was tired. I wanted to get my check so I can cash it in before I went home, because the bank was pretty close by there. And the receptionist lady is like, oh yeah, like the checks are going to be delayed by like another week, but we'll get them to you as soon as, they come in. And I was like, okay, like, it's a bummer, but it is what it is. And so I ain't getting my check. I'm like, okay, I have no reason to stick around anymore. I'm out. I was gonna go and wait for the bus, but then Carlos is like, wait, bro, like, hold on, like, wait for me. And I was like, I'm not gonna wait for you. Like, what the hell? I was like I told him, I was like, wait for you for what? We're not gonna, when we leave, we're not even gonna go in the same like direction to go home. And he's like, I know, but like, just like, wait on, like, hold on. And then Carlos introduces himself. Okay. He says, he says his name. He says, what, the usual. And you want to know what he thinks is a good, like, icebreaker? Strap in, okay? Because never in a million years are you going to be able to guess what this kid would go on to tell her after they introduce each other to themselves, right? Carlos, the Rizzler that he is, he looks at her and says, I swear I've seen you in some porn video before. That was his, like, way of being like, I guess, to say that she was attractive or like she was hot. He literally said, you look familiar. pretty certain I've seen you in a porn video before. That's what he said. And I'm there behind him, looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is that? Let me know in the comments. Am I alone on this? Am I just out of touch? Because I'm over here thinking that's not normal. You don't just say that to people. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. And the receptionist is very quick to be like, no, that couldn't be me. I don't do that type of stuff. Very uncomfortable, by the way. Understandably so. She's very uncomfortable. And to her credit, she's handling it the best that she could. Like, I don't even blame her. Like, I don't know how you would handle something like that. And like, it's just, what do you say to that? This happened. I mean, now as I'm recording, this was a few years ago, but like, even to this day, I still don't know what he was going for. You know, what was his thing? What do you mean, right? Receptionist is like, no, that couldn't be me. I don't do that stuff. It must have been someone else. Trying to like diffuse the situation, you know, trying to make it not as awkward. But Carlos, he doubles down. And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure it was you. Like, I would know anyone. I would recognize like anyone with like that figure. It was just so bad. I had like secondhand embarrassment because like, I didn't even do anything. I was just there. And it was bad. And so after that, I'm just like, fuck this guy. I'm not waiting for him. And I go and I leave. And then he follows after me. As if he just didn't say all these things. And he's not even, there's no remorse in any of what he says. And then he looks at me and he's like, yeah, bro, like I think I got a chance. And I'm like, yeah, a chance at like a restraining order. Like, what do you mean? And then I go to the bus stop. I'm waiting for the bus. The bus can't come here any quicker. And he sits down with me in the little bus stop. And then he starts going on a whole like speech about like how life is good, and then he's gonna get with the receptionist or something, and that he's thankful that I'm like his friend or whatever. And I'm just there like, okay, bro, yeah, sure, yeah, definitely, yeah. But he doesn't like pick up on the sarcasm, you know? And so like, looking back at it even today, I still have no idea why that even happened or why he did that. This guy, like, I really hope that he grew out of that mentality, because that's not a good thing to have, you know what I mean? How am I missing these? There we go. Yeah, I ended up leaving a couple weeks after that just because I couldn't take it anymore. I was literally going insane. So I'd say I wish him the best, but I don't know, man. These are the people that I used to work with. You know what I'm saying? It's just bad. is just awful. And also, Carlos once told me that his view of a perfect world is just a world where he would be the only man and there'd be nothing but women everywhere, and then he could just spend all day just, I'm sure you can imagine where that leads to. That's his view of a perfect world. So let's be thankful we're not in that, right? And also once he told me, well, he asked me if girls get horny because he didn't know. And I was like, yes, women get turned on as well. They have that ability. And then he was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I don't I don't know what to say about that. This ain't my guy. I ain't repping for him. I don't know him. I just worked with him for a little bit. Yeah, and I use his real name because I'm not gonna protect them. So yeah, jobs and the people who you get stuck with. It is truly amazing to me that you can literally get a job anywhere and work literally with anybody. Like I don't know. I don't know what to say about any of that. But yeah, those are just some of the things I have. I was fortunate or unfortunate enough to have to deal with the last couple of years. Let me know what you guys think. What you guys think I should have done, or how to handle the situations better, because I'm stumped. And again, telling these stories is one thing, but actually being in my shoes and experiencing that is another thing. Telling stories on this doesn't do it justice. Being there in person and experiencing all that, these are some things you kind of don't forget. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If not, I also would understand. But I'm gonna continue to look for a job literally anywhere that I can, and hopefully I don't have to deal with any more people like this. But with entry-level jobs, I can't say that's gonna be the case. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna look into the sky and pray for better days. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got a video on Mormons next, so keep an eye out for that, because that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some Taco Bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.